Hello, everybody. Welcome to When Passion Meets Profit. I'm Patricia Drain, your host for all of these calls that we've been doing. And I must tell you, it is shocking to me, actually, because I've been doing these teachable moments. Most of them are around 10 to 15 minutes long, and I've never had such response. And I also have not had as much response as the title that we're doing today. I'm going to keep doing them. I'm going to keep that going, but I'm also going to throw in some interviews now and then because I really enjoy interviewing people. I like to introduce you to people that you might be able to work with in the future. So the title today is He's Just Not That Into You. I know you've heard it before because there's a book out and he became a gazillionaire because of the book. But I wrote it probably 4 years ago. I talked about this topic, and it was the most opened email of any that we've done. Well, guess what? It's still the most opened email that we've ever done. Yep, there you go. So I wanted to just go over what I mean by that because, you know, when I read the book, He's Just Not That Into You, it was kind of harsh. I mean, the author's name, I wrote it down here because he's called Greg Behrendt. I think that's how I'm pronouncing it. But he was really, he was on TV when I saw him. And this poor girl, I mean, bottom line is the girl likes this boy. The girl dates the boy. And all of a sudden, the boy doesn't call her. Now, 6 months have gone by and he still hasn't called her. And she is devastated because she thought he was the one. They talked all night. I mean, she just loved that. They laughed a lot. And this Greg said, I'm sorry, honey. He's just not that into you. And you've got to get over it and go on with somebody else because it's not going to be him. He would have called by now, I promise you. Well, there was something very sad to me about that also. But the girl really heard him and said, okay, all right, I'll do it. But the same is in business about he's not that into you. I want to give you some examples because it really has bothered me. It took me a long time to figure it out, but it bothers me because I was talking to a colleague that I like a lot, and she is talking to the wrong people, and they're not into her. But she keeps doing it and she keeps showing up, and it's week after week, and she's saying the wrong thing to the wrong person. You've got to get very clear on your ICB, your ideal client buyer. And it's funny because most of us have to really think that through. And I can tell you it happens to me all the time. And it happened to me because I could not grasp that. I was having a very difficult time grasping what they were talking about with that ideal client. So I would go out and I'd talk to whomever I thought was there, in the audience or whatever. But then I understood what they were saying. You talk to one person. So my neighbor, I'm going to give you an example. She is in the travel business. And well, she not really. She goes on like 4 trips a year, and then she takes people with her. So I don't know if you can call that the travel business, but uh, these women, she goes after women, and she said she doesn't care. It could be a man also. Um, but I said to her finally, after she's trying to convince me 4 years now to go on one of these trips, she doesn't know that I am not her client. I'm not the person she should be talking to and taking all this time. And I finally said to her, can I help you with something? And she said, what? And I said, do you know who your ideal client is? And she said, yeah, it's somebody like you. And I said, no, see, you haven't asked me the questions. And I made her really sit there and listen because I said, see, I don't like to travel because I was a professional speaker for years, and I was traveling all the time. And I did not like that because it's not a wonderful way to do business to me. I made a lot of money doing that, but I just didn't want to do it that way anymore. So I don't like to travel. And if I do travel, it's going to be with my family or it's going to be with my husband. It's simple as that. That's the stage I'm in right now. Okay, she said, oh, okay. I said, so it's not me. So who is it? And she said, okay, if I really think about it, I wrote it down, by the way, the person is 57 to 70. And I said, what? I said, they can't be 57 to 70 if you're talking about one person. And she said, oh, I think my person will be 59. Good. Is the person a man or a woman? Here's what she said. Doesn't matter. I said, Once again, you're talking to one person. It can't be a man and a woman. It is either a woman that you're after or talking to, or a man. What do you think? She decided a woman. I said, okay, let's name her. And we spent maybe 30 minutes doing this. And she finally, the lights went on and she went, I get it. And what was so cool about it is then she talked to the people that she knew with this description that I'll share with you. And one of them said, okay. Now, this is like a $10,000 ticket, I think. So it's not the easiest sell, but you have to have the right person, or otherwise she's not that into you. So here, her name is Ellen. She's 59. She's single. She still works at a bank. She does want to change now. She's getting kind of tired of the same thing. Here's a real key. She loves to travel. She loves to sightsee. There you go. She's a free spirit that wants to, she's really willing to try anything. There you go. She's very adventurous. There you go again. And here's the great part. She has the money to do what she wants to do now, because she is now 59 years old and she has quite a savings. And she's finally figured out it's time for me. Well, that's all she had to go in with. My neighbor went in, called a person. No, she called three actually, but she called all three because they matched everything I just said. And if they didn't, she started asking questions. That's the most important thing we can do, is ask the pertinent questions. Well, I'm going to tell you mine. Okay, here's my ideal client, my buyer. And now, by the way, it will change. You'll notice that it changes as you pivot or you add a different kind of maybe digital course, that maybe you're talking to somebody else at this time. You'll see what I'm talking about. Well, my girl's name is Marie. Now, Marie is a 67 boomer businesswoman. No, 67-year-old boomer businesswoman. And what am I saying boomer for? Because that's who I want to work with. It's somebody who was born in 1946 to 1964. That's what a boomer is. I believe they're 57 to 75 right now. Well, this girl, this Marie, she's not settling anymore. She wants to be done her way, and really a business that just is flourishing. When I say she's not done yet, she's not done yet. She has lots of wisdom that she wants to share. Now, she also, she's running a business, but she says, I'm not making any money running this business. Is it time for me to pivot? Is it time for me to add something? Is it time to delete something? I just don't know. All I know is I'm very frustrated, because I should be making more money by now. I should be happier by now and having really a lifestyle business for myself. Okay. What do you need, Marie? What do you think you need to move forward? Because it sounds like you really are on the right path. You love it. You told me you loved it. And she said, I need somebody to strategize with me and give me a complete plan that I can just walk through and do it step by step. I said to her, how nice. That's exactly what I do. I work one-on-one with people, and I know it's a bad thing for a lot of people when I say that, because it's not scalable. I only take 4 in a month. I can handle that. Why do I do it still? Because I love the results, and I get them every single time. And I just love it because I listen, I ask, we strategize, we come up with a plan. You walk away with a step-by-step process of how you're going to make the money that you deserve to make. You might not have the right tickets in place. You might not have the right prices in place. Okay, so when I say a boomer businesswoman, sometimes this person is really ready to roll up her sleeves and just really hit the market now, like she never could before, because she was raising children. Now she's an empty nester. She has all the time in the world to do whatever she wants. Big difference. That's why I'm working with the boomer. And another thing I was going to tell you, a girl, I'm going to say 3 days ago, I can't remember, but she wanted to get into my one-on-one program. And by the way, if you want to see it, it's patriciadrain.com. Scroll down. I called it I Can See Clearly Now. I did that because when I go through that program with everybody, I even see more clearly about them and about myself, that I'm in the right place. But this girl, she worked at a school as a secretary, and she was done now. She retired. And so she was right there in my range. She's 62. She wanted to start a business, and that's okay. I can help people start a business, but she had no idea what. She had no clue. I said, well, what are you passionate about? So many things. I have so many interests. I couldn't pick one. She's not my person, because when you get in a one-on-one session with me, it's very intense, and we work, side by side, coming up with an absolute plan for you, very concrete. And she's not even there. She has to, we have to dig with her. Well, I put her in my class, yourgiftisyourniche.com. I'll see if she does all 6 modules. If she does and she comes back to me and I ask her the same pertinent questions and she answers properly, she'll be a fit to get into that intense moment with me. But otherwise, she has to do the work. I did the work. I went through that. What color is your parachute? I have it here right in front of me. That was hard. I mean, it's a big, thick book, and it was hard. So I created What Should I Be When I Grow Up, which isn't much. It's much easier, and it's not so hard and so big. But I had to do that because everybody coming into my office would ask me the same identical thing. Patricia, can you help me? I know this sounds stupid, but I don't know what to be. I just have no idea what to be now that I'm all grown up. I heard that hundreds of times while I owned an executive recruiting firm. And if you have been out and anywhere, you've probably heard that too. Maybe you even said it. Well, if you're ready to work one-on-one with me, I'm ready to work with you. But we do have to talk first. I have to ask you all kinds of questions to make sure we're a fit. I'm not the person that you give the money to and then you never hear from me again. I kind of hear from me a lot. If you're ready to do that, like patriciadrain.com, you do have to scroll down because it's down a little further. But what I would like you to do in the meantime, I want you to really think about your ICB, your ideal client buyer. And I want you to write down everything that I was giving you examples about. Where does she hang out? What does she like? What is she passionate about? If she has free time, what does she do in that free time? It's all those kinds of questions. And then you go target that person and talk to her, have a conversation with her. That's how it's done. So until we meet again, it's Patricia Noel Drain. I'll see you. If you want to be on my email list, just email me. If you want to be in our Facebook group, it's free. It's called When Passion Meets Profit. Till next time.